morning, my dear students. Once again, I welcome all of you to the Max online class. Dear students, today we are going to study a new topic, that is addition of rational numbers. How to add two rational numbers. If two rational numbers are given, how to add it. Here you can see that if P by Q and R by S, these are two rational numbers. P by Q is one rational number and R by S is another rational number, are two rational numbers. Then P by Q plus R by S. In order to add the two rational numbers, what we are doing, we make the denominators equal by finding the LCM and add the numerators. That is equal to PS plus RQ upon QS. So this is the rule for addition of rational numbers. Then I will explain how to add the rational numbers. Dear students, in order to add two rational numbers, first of all, we have to make sure that their denominators are equal, just like in fraction, how we are adding fraction, that same method we follow. Because rational numbers include fractions and integers. Therefore, the rule of fractions and integers you have to keep in mind before adding any two rational numbers. So, first step is that when we get two rational numbers to add, we have to make sure that its denominators are equal. If denominators are equal, we can add the numerators and write the same denominator. But if the denominators are not equal, we have to find out the LCM of the denominators, make them equal, and after we can add the numerators. Dear students, let us see this by an example. Add negative 2 upon 5 and 3 upon 5. Here I have written two rational numbers. In order to add, first of all, we write in this way, negative 2 upon 5 plus 3 upon 10. Look, students, here, their denominators are different. Therefore, we have to find out the LCM of these denominators and make them equal. LCM of 5 and 10 is equal to 10 only. Therefore, we have to make both these denominators equal. That means 10. Already one denominator is 10 only. Here, no need to make any change. Here, we have to convert it to 10. Therefore, we write negative 2 upon 5 into, by which number if we multiply 5, we get 10. By 2. Here also we multiply by 2. Then plus 3 upon 10. Here 3 upon 10. Then we get 2 into 2, 4. Negative 4 upon 10 plus 3 upon 10. That is equal to negative 4 plus 3 upon 10. Negative 4 and 3. If here one is negative number, other is positive number. So we have to subtract it. Therefore, it will be 1 upon 10. And the absolute value of 4 is greater. Its symbol is negative. Therefore, we put a negative symbol in the answer. I think students, you cleared this sum. So, how to add the rational number. Now we are going to see what are the properties of rational numbers. Rational numbers have some properties. Properties means they are permanent truth. Always they are true in case of rational numbers. These are called properties. So some rules that are true in all situations, they are called properties. So in addition of rational numbers also, there are some properties. Now we are going to see which are these properties. The first property is the closure property. First property, closure property. Closure property. What do you mean by closure property? Closure property says that when we add two rational numbers, the result also will be a rational number. That means the sum of two rational numbers is always a rational number. Is it true or not? That we can check by the help of an example. The property says that the sum of two rational numbers is always a rational number. That means if P upon Q and R upon S are two rational numbers, if they are added, their sum P upon Q plus R upon S, that is also a rational number. It will be always a rational number. We can check that by an example. Example, if we add any two rational numbers, example, negative 7 upon 2 plus 3 upon 5 or negative 3 upon 5. Here denominators are different, therefore when we add, we have to find out the LCM. LCM of 2 and 5 is 10. So we have to make it equal. That means 2 upon 2 into 5, here also 5 plus negative 3 5. 5 we have to multiply by 2, then we get 10. Then we get here 7 5s are 35, negative 35 plus 3 2s are 6, negative 6 upon 10. As both numbers are negative numbers, we add it. That means 35 plus 6 is equal to 41. 41 upon 10. Negative 41. Both numbers are negative, therefore we place negative symbol in the answer. So negative 41 upon 10. Is this a rational number or not? You know that how to find out a rational number. What are the conditions of rational number? A rational number is can be written in the form of p by q, and the q, that means denominator, should not be equal to 0. Therefore, all these conditions are satisfied. Therefore, it is also a rational number. So, whatever may be the numbers, if we add, the result will always be a rational number. This property of rational numbers is called a closure property of rational numbers. So, students, closure property of rational number means when we add any two rational numbers, always the sum will be another rational number. I think all of you understood that. Okay. Now, students, we will see the second property. The second property is that commutative property of rational numbers. Commutative property of rational numbers. What is commutative property of rational number? This property states that two rational numbers can be added in any order. Even though we change the order of that rational numbers, the result will be the same. Means the answer will be the same. That means the two rational numbers can be added in any order. It will not affect the answer, or it will not affect the result. Here you can see that if p upon q and r upon s are two rational numbers, then p upon q plus r upon s will be equal to r upon s plus p upon q. Here p upon q first, but here p upon q last, means their order is changed. Even though the order is changed, the answers remain the same. This property is called the commutative property of rational numbers. So let us see this with the help of an example. When we change the order, the answer will be same or it will be different. That we can understand by the help of an example. I will write an example here. Example: negative 3 upon 5 plus 6 upon 5. Here already numerators I have taken same. Numerators are same, so we can add it in any order. Just to see that, first we add in the same order. Negative 3 upon 5, and one is 3, another is 6. So we subtract, then we get 3 upon 5. 3 upon 5. Here, bigger number positive, therefore we will write positive. Now I am going to change this order. Here 6 upon 5 first, and negative 3 upon 5 is next. Here negative 3 upon 5 first, but here negative 3 upon 5 last. So will it affect the result or not? Just we add and see here. 6 plus negative 3 upon 5, and here also one positive, another negative. We subtract. When we subtract, we get 3, and bigger number is absolute value of this number is greater, that is positive. Then we write 3 upon 5. Now you can see that both the result 3 upon 5 here, also 3 upon 5. That means when the order of the addition of rational numbers is changed, it will not affect the result. And this property, if you check with another number also, you can see the same thing. Both answers will remain the same. This property of rational number is called the commutative property of a rational number. Now we see the third property of rational numbers, that is associative property of rational number. This property says that when we add three rational numbers, and a change in the order of the grouping of the rational numbers will not affect the result. A change in the order of the grouping of the numbers will not affect the result. In any order, if we add the three numbers, the answer will be same. That is here, three rational numbers can be grouped in any order, the sum will be the same. Example, p upon q. Here, p upon q plus r upon s plus t upon u. Here, p upon q and r upon s is one group, and t upon u is outside. That means third number is outside. Here, first number is outside, and other two numbers are grouped inside. But even though we change the order, the answers remain the same. That we can see with the help of an example here. Example: negative 1 upon 2 plus 2 upon 5 plus 3 upon 10. numbers are grouped inside, and then we are going to add. I am going to add this. Here LCM of this 2 and 5 is 10 only. So we negative 1 upon 2. 2 should be multiplied by 5 to get 10, and plus 2 upon 5. 5 we have multiplied by 2. Then plus 3 upon 10. Here we have seen that negative 5 plus 4 upon 10. That is equal to negative 1 upon, that is in one group, and plus 3 upon 10. Then here when we solve this we get negative 1 upon 10 plus 3 upon 10. When we add this we get one is negative, other is positive, so we subtract, so 2 upon 10 is the answer here. Now let us see, I am going to change this order. Now I am going to take this first number outside, negative 1 upon 2 outside, then inside 2 upon 5 and 3 upon 10. Now we can see I have changed the order. First number is outside and second and third numbers are grouped together. Then will it affect the result? If we solve this, we get 2 upon 10 or not. Then we can see with after solving this, negative 1 upon 2 plus here LCM of this is 10. So we multiply 5 by 2 plus 3 upon 10. Then we get negative 1 upon 2 plus 2 2s are 4 plus 3 upon 10. That is equal to negative 1 upon 2 plus 7 upon 10. Then here again we want to take LCM. LCM of 2 and 10 is 10 only. So negative 1 upon 2 we multiply by 5. Here also by 5 plus 7 upon 10. Then we get negative 5 plus 7 upon 10. And one is negative, other is positive. We subtract it, then we get 2 upon 10. So here you see students, here also we got 2 upon 10 and here also we got 2 upon 10. Even though the order of grouping is changed, it will not affect the result, we get the same result. This property is called the associative property of rational numbers in addition. Students, the next property, the fourth property of addition of rational number is that there exists an additive identity. Existence of additive identity. What is identity? Identity means the status, the value. Existence of additive identity means if a number is added to any rational number, the identity or the value of that rational number will not change. Which number is that? You know that already, 0. If 0 is added to any number or any number is added to 0, its value will not change. So the fourth property is that existence of identity. Here, if the sum of any rational number and 0 is the rational number itself. This is the property. The sum of any rational number and 0 is the rational number itself. That means if 0 is added to any rational number, its identity will not be changed. That means its value will not be changed. Example, here you can see that if P upon Q is a rational number, P upon Q is one rational number, then P upon Q plus 0, that means with a rational number 0 is added, or 0 plus P upon Q means 0 is added to any rational number, then we get P upon Q. That means the same rational number we will get. This is called the existence of identity, additive identity. That means 0 is called the additive identity. It means that when 0 is added to any rational number or any rational number is added to 0, the value will be the same rational number. It will not change. That means the identity of that number will not change. Therefore, 0 is called the additive identity of rational number. Here we can see with an example. That means negative 3 upon 5 plus 0. You know that in order to add this number, negative 3 upon 5 plus 0 means 0 by 1. Here denominators are different, we have to make them equal. That is 5, so we multiply by 5. Then here we get negative 3 upon 5 plus 0 into 5 means 0 only, 0 upon 5. That is equal to negative 3 plus 0 upon 5. Negative 3 plus 0 means negative 3 only, negative 3 upon 5. Here students, we have got the same rational number. We have added 0 to negative 3 upon 5. The result will be negative 3 upon 5 only. That means its identity or its value will not be changed if 0 is added to this rational number. Therefore, 0 is called the additive identity of a rational number. Okay. Fifth property and last property of addition of rational number is that the existence of additive inverse. Existence of additive inverse. Dear students, you know that for every rational number there is an opposite rational number. This opposite rational number is called inverse. Inverse of this rational number means additive inverse of a rational number. And this property says that when a rational number is added to its additive inverse, then the result will be 0. Means the sum of a rational number and its additive inverse will be always 0. That means for every rational number there exists an additive inverse, and if additive inverse is added to that rational number, the result will be or the sum will be equal to 0. So here we can see that the existence of additive inverse means the sum of a rational number p by q. P by q is a rational number, any rational number it can be, and its additive inverse is equal to negative p by q. Additive inverse means just we change the symbol. So p upon q is additive inverse is negative p upon q, and their sum will always be 0. Example, p upon q plus negative p upon q means a rational number and its additive inverse, or another rational number, negative rational number, and its additive inverse is positive rational number. If both are added, then its answer will be 0. Then we can see with the help of an example. I am going to select a number negative 5 upon 7. 5 upon 7, this is a rational number, and its additive inverse is negative 5 upon 7. Negative 5 upon 7. If these two are added, this negative 5 upon 7, 5 upon 7, additive inverse negative 5 upon 7. If these two are added, you can see that here 5 plus negative 5. Here no need to find out the LCM because the denominators are same. So here we add, one is negative number, another is positive number. So the answer will be 0 upon 7. 0 upon 7 means it is a 0. So if a number is added to it with its additive inverse, the result will always be 0. This property is called the existence of additive identity. So students, almost all the properties of addition of rational numbers is over. First we have studied that closure property. Closure property of rational number, addition of rational number says that when we add two rational numbers, the result we get also will be a rational number always. Second property is that commutative property of addition of rational numbers. This property says that when we change the order of addition, it will not affect the result. We can add two rational numbers in any order and it will not affect the result. The result will be the same. And third property, associative property. This property says that when we add three rational numbers, a change in the grouping of addition will never affect the result. The result will be will remain the same. And fourth property is that existence of additive identity. That means if a number is added with 0 or 0 is added to any rational number, the result will be the same number. Therefore 0 is called the additive identity of rational numbers. And last property, the existence of additive inverse. This property says that when we add a rational number with its additive inverse, the sum remains 0. That means if the sum of any two rational number is 0, we must understand that rational number is added with its additive inverse. So these are all the properties of addition of rational numbers. I think you understood these properties very well. So let us move to the exercise. And also students, I think these properties are enough for today. So we will close today's class by here itself, and you revise all the property, understand it, don't by heart. You have to understand this property and study that. So have a nice day everybody, and I thank you all for watching this video. Thank you everybody, have a nice day.